How can the very practice of science turbocharge itself, leading to ever faster breakthroughs, tools, and theories? The cognitive revolution feedback loop describes how each wave of discovery equips researchers with better methods, like powerful computers, global collaboration platforms, and AI assistants, that in turn speed up future discoveries, creating a self-reinforcing spiral of progress. What kickstarts this feedback loop? Every major innovation, think the printing press, the telescope, or the internet, lowers the cost of sharing ideas and data. More eyes on a problem mean more chances for insight, speeding up the pace at which knowledge accumulates and new tools emerge to push the frontier further. Can you see this loop in action today? Consider genome sequencing. The Human Genome Project took over a decade and billions of dollars. Now you can sequence your entire DNA in a day for a few $100s. Each technological leap makes the next one easier and cheaper, embodying that feedback principle. What mechanisms keep the loop spinning? Publication platforms, open data repositories, and interdisciplinary conferences act like conveyor belts. Once a method or data set is published, others immediately pick it up, refine it, and disseminate it again, accelerating the overall cycle of innovation. Are there any pitfalls to this runaway speed? Too much information floods researchers' inboxes, raising the risk of missed crucial papers or drowning in low-quality studies. The pressure to publish quickly can also fuel irreproducible results and paper mills, creating noise that slows rather than speeds genuine progress. How do emerging tools like AI amplify the loop? AI-driven literature reviews and data mining can uncover hidden patterns in massive data sets far beyond human capacity, suggesting hypotheses in minutes that once took teams of experts months to formulate. Then those hypotheses feed into AI to refine experiments faster still. What does this mean for aspiring scientists and curious beginners? You're entering a field that's evolving at lightning speed. New software, preprint servers, virtual labs, and global hackathons appear weekly. Staying adaptable, learning digital tools, and focusing on robust, reproducible work will let you ride the acceleration wave without getting swept under. What's the big takeaway? The cognitive revolution feedback loop shows that science isn't just a steady climb, it's a rocket that builds better engines as it flies. By understanding both its power and its risks, we can harness this self-accelerating cycle to tackle society's toughest challenges while keeping quality and integrity in sight. Scientific progress produces new instruments and methodologies that in turn accelerate further discoveries, creating a self-reinforcing cycle. As researchers develop more powerful microscopes, telescopes, or computational models, they uncover phenomena that demand even more advanced tools. This feedback between insight and instrumentation drives exponential growth in knowledge rather than steady linear advance. Recognizing this loop explains why science today moves far faster than in past centuries. Example: the invention of PCR enabled rapid DNA amplification, which led to genome sequencing technologies that then uncovered new genetic targets for further PCR refinement. Analogy: it is like building a road that lets you deliver concrete faster, which you then use to pave an even smoother highway, enabling still faster delivery. Linear growth implies a constant addition of discoveries over time, whereas accelerated growth means each new finding paves the way for multiple subsequent advances. In a feedback loop, tool makers become tool users and vice versa, multiplying the impact of each breakthrough. This compounding effect transforms modest innovations into catalysts for entire new fields. Distinguishing these growth modes clarifies why some eras, like the digital age, experienced scientific revolutions. Example: Moore's law predicted transistor density doubling every 2 years, which both resulted from and fueled continuous advances in semiconductor research. Analogy: it is like earning interest on interest in a savings account, where compounding yields far more than simple interest over the same period. At the researcher level, scientists build on published literature, algorithms, and protocols, reducing redundant effort and focusing on novel problems. Meta-research analysis of research practices identifies best methods that propagate swiftly across labs, boosting overall efficiency. Citation networks and preprint servers further compress the time from discovery to community adoption. These micro-scale interactions collectively fuel the macro-scale acceleration of science. Example, the rapid global adoption of CRISPR gene editing techniques followed within months of the first landmark publications thanks to openly shared protocols. Analogy. It is like a recipe blog where each cook refines and reposts a dish so improvements spread exponentially across the cooking community. Collaborative platforms from international consortia to open source code repositories propagate tools and data at unprecedented speed. Technology transfer offices and startup incubators channel lab breakthroughs into commercial products that feed back funding and capabilities into research. Social network analysis shows how tightly connected communities accelerate diffusion of innovations. Together, these mechanisms weave a global scientific ecosystem that continually turbocharges itself. Example, the Human Genome Project's open data policy enabled biotech companies to develop sequencing machines that dramatically cut costs and cycle times. Analogy? It is like a power grid where each new generator not only supplies electricity, but also powers factories building even more generators. Machine learning and high-performance computing automate literature reviews, data analysis, and even hypothesis generation, dramatically shortening research cycles. AI-driven platforms can suggest experimental designs, predict material properties, or flag promising drug candidates in silico. As these tools improve, they become integral collaborators, amplifying human creativity and freeing researchers for higher-level tasks. This synergy between human and machine intelligence is a major driver of modern acceleration. Example, AlphaFold's AI model predicted protein structures in days instead of years, opening new avenues in drug discovery almost overnight. Analogy. It is like having an ever-learning research assistant who tirelessly scans every paper and proposes your next experiment before you even ask. Certain breakthroughs, like the discovery of DNA's structure or quantum mechanics, cross critical thresholds that redefine entire fields. Once a paradigm shift occurs, subsequent progress leaps ahead, creating a new normal of rapid discovery. These nonlinear jumps contrast with incremental improvements and often spawn multiple subfields. The feedback loop intensifies post-shift as fresh tools and theories multiply in the new landscape. Example, the CRISPR revolution transformed genetics from a slow gene-by-gene process to a rapid genome-wide engineering toolkit within a decade. Analogy. It is like breaking through the sound barrier and suddenly unlocking supersonic flight, which in turn spurs development of entirely new aircraft technologies. Policymakers now recognize that strategic investments in foundational tools like synchrotron light sources or national supercomputers yield outsized returns as they fuel the feedback loop. Funding models increasingly support shared infrastructure and open platforms rather than isolated projects. Balancing support between tool development and basic science becomes crucial to sustain accelerated growth. Policies that incentivize collaboration, open data, and rapid dissemination amplify the feedback effect. Example, the establishment of the European Open Science Cloud aims to centralize and democratize computational resources for researchers across the continent. Analogy, it is like governments building national highways to enable faster freight movement, which in turn boosts regional economic activity. As science accelerates, concerns about reproducibility, data quality, and publication volume intensify. Rapid tool dissemination can propagate methodological flaws at scale before they are detected. Peer review and validation pipelines struggle to keep pace with the flood of new results. Ensuring that acceleration does not compromise reliability is a key challenge for the feedback loop's healthy continuation. Example, the replication crisis in psychology and biomedicine has prompted new standards for pre-registration and open workflows. Analogy, it is like a factory ramping up production but needing stronger quality assurance measures to prevent a surge of defective products. Emerging trends such as decentralized science, real-time global collaboration, and fully automated laboratories promise further acceleration, integrating citizen science and interdisciplinary teams will diversify idea generation and tool development. As the feedback loop intensifies, we may see scientific progress track not exponential but super exponential growth. Understanding and responsibly guiding this acceleration will shape humanity's ability to tackle grand challenges, from climate change to deep space exploration. Example: initiatives like the COVID-19 challenge trials and rapid vaccine development demonstrate the power of an all-hands, globally networked research response. Analogy: it is like a rocket gaining thrust as each booster stage ignites, propelling exploration into ever higher orbits.